Hello and God bless. Gray here, bringing you a fresh word for you for today. When you think Jesus, you as a Christian, what is it that you think of? What is it that you hope God for? Let me give you a clue of where I'm going with this. Titus 2 and 13 says, looking for the blessed hope and the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ. Here's another clue. Hebrews 13 and 14. It says, for we do not have a lasting city, but we are seeking the city which is to come. What I'm trying to say is, and the realization that I've had today is that for us as Christians, when we start thinking about Jesus, we stand on his word. There's no doubt about it. We look for that word of his promises to come. For what we look at is of the things of the earth. And yet Jesus clearly said that the things of the earth are temporal. But we ought to be looking at the eternal things. That's where our hope ought to be, on the eternal things. Because whatever we seek for, whatever we need here on earth, that is going to pass away. But what he is giving us is far much more exceeds the things that we are going to get here. And yet our focus, when we think in Jesus, is always on the things of the earth. When we look to God's promises, we're thinking of our future here on earth, not of our future of the earth. You see, the reason why Abraham, Joseph, David, Paul, all of those went through so much strife and trouble, and yet they still had a positive mental state, was because they realized, and they had it in his head, that whatever that I'm going to go through here on this earth is temporary. My gaze, when I think Jesus, when I think God, I'm not thinking of the things that he's going to do on earth for me, but I'm thinking of the things that I'm going to receive when I get into his eternal glory. So when these little things, to them it was little because they were comparing it to what they are going to receive. While for us, for most of us Christians, we're still looking to these things as the main things that God is going to give us, instead of looking our eyes further afield. Romans 8 and 18 says, for I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is yet to be revealed to us. What I'm trying to say, my brother and my sister, is as Christians, let's put our hope, and I mean it. I know you say, yeah, I hate, but let's put our hope in the second coming of Jesus. Because if we do, when we see the problems of the world, we're not going to be disturbed by them, because we know that all it means is that Jesus is coming soon. When we start going through the troubles and the things of the world, we will know that it doesn't matter this, because this is just temporary. What I'm gaining from this, if I continue on with God, is something far much greater. So our focus then is ought to be greater. It ought to be on eternity, on second coming of Jesus, not on the things of this world. Read the end of the book, Revelations chapter 21, 1-4. It says, then I saw a heaven and earth. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And for the first heaven and for the first earth, everything here passed away, and there's no longer any sea. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a voice from the throne saying, that behold, the tabernacle of God is among the people, and he will dwell among them, and they shall be his people, and God himself will be among them. That's what we got to be looking forward to. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, the tears that we cry now. And there'll be no longer any death. There'll be no longer any mourning or crying or pain. For the first things have passed away. The things that we're going through now will pass away. But we have to focus on the eternal, not on God's promises of what he's going to do to us on earth, but know his promises are eternal. I want to encourage you to be bold enough and read the end of the book, so you may know what God really has in store for us, over and above the things that he has promised to us here on earth, so that we may be encouraged. And when the little things that come in life come disturbing us, we will know this is but temporary. God bless you.